What's up guys, I'm Dakota Freeman and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how to ride your dirt bike from the very beginning. We're going to simply go over our controls and learn a little bit more about our dirt bikes. If this video helps you out, make sure you drop some comments down below. You hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let's go ahead and dive in. So getting started here on the dirt bikes, let's go ahead and figure out our controls on the handlebars. The first thing I want to go over is going to be our throttle. The throttle on dirt bikes is normally going to be a twist grip. A twist grip means whenever you spin this throttle, you're going to accelerate on the motorcycle. When starting out, you never need to really turn it all the way on or anything like that. Just simply barely crack the throttle and just start small. As you get more comfortable, you can apply more throttle over time. So next, located on the handlebars, is going to be our clutch. The clutch is how we disengage the transmission and re-engage it to shift gears. So by pulling this lever in, we are going to disengage our clutch on the motor. This is how we can shift our gears without damaging anything that's inside the motor. Once you've shifted your gears, you can now let the clutch out nice and slow, apply a little bit of throttle, and get accelerating on your dirt bike. The other control that's located on our handlebars is going to be our front brake lever. The front brake lever is located on the side of the handlebars with the throttle. And just know, as you use your front brake, especially when you're just starting out learning, you can lock the wheel up with this, which will stop you very fast. But you can also lock your handlebars up and go down at the same time. So when just learning how to ride your dirt bike, feel free to use your front brake and learn how it feels. Never grab this very hard, or else you probably will go down. As you get better and want to go faster, if you're on a dirt bike trail or out on the track, you can learn how to use your front brake to brake much faster and be able to outbrake your competition. So the front brake is really a powerful tool when we're getting better and wanting to go fast. But since we're just learning on our dirt bikes, let's just start out using the front brake very easily. And as you get a feel for your front brake, you're gonna know exactly how to use it whenever you're trying to stop. So that was our handlebar controls. Now let me go ahead and dive in and show you the foot controls on our dirt bikes. All right, so now I'm on the left-hand side of the bike here, and I just wanted to show you the gear shifter. This is gonna be located right in front of the left foot peg, and it's gonna be on this knob. The way that we shift our gears will be using our toes, and we will actually push this down to go into first gear. We'll pull it up to come into second gear, and we'll have to continue up to get in third, fourth, or fifth gear. To find neutral on our dirt bikes, we'll have to go all the way down into first gear, and then come up halfway, which is in between first and second, and that is where you're gonna be able to just roll your bike with the clutch out in neutral. So all the way down to first gear, and then halfway up between first and second is where neutral is located on most larger motorcycles. So now you know the gear shifter is located right here in front of this left foot peg, and this is going to be a very difficult part when learning how to ride. You're going to be getting comfortable to having your feet on the foot pegs, and now you may have to move your feet to get to the gear shifter and put them back where you comfortably ride. Just take all this into account, and as you get to riding and getting more comfortable, you won't even have to think about these steps. But for now, think about where your feet are located, where your gear shifter is, and as you're riding, learn and understand how you're going to be able to shift your gears when you need to. Now I'm on the right hand side of the motorcycle, and I just want to show you where your back brake is located. Just like the gear shifter, it's going to be right in front of your right foot peg, right here on this knob. So all you have to do is simply use your toes and push this lever down, and this is going to engage your back brake. The back brake is a much more friendly brake whenever you are just learning how to ride on your dirt bike. However, when you are moving and you're in gear, you will want to use the clutch when you use the back brake. If you don't pull the clutch in while you use the back brake, you take a big risk of slowing the back wheel down too much and actually stalling the dirt bike from stopping the back wheel. So just know, whenever you are coming to a stop, you will want to pull the clutch in and use your back brake. If you don't pull the clutch in at this time, you could put the back brake on and stall the motorcycle. This is going to make it a much rougher stop and not as smooth. Also, it will cut the bike off, so depending on where you're at and what you're doing, the bike could just stop automatically. Always pull the clutch in when you are using your back brake to make sure you don't stall your motorcycle when coming to a stop. So just know that you're gonna get into dirt biking and it's gonna take time to get better at all these things. So now that we've gone over all of our controls on the dirt bike, where do we wanna be sitting and have our body position? I wanna go ahead and show you guys exactly where you need to be on the dirt bike at the right time. So now that we're gonna be learning how to ride a dirt bike, let me show you exactly where you need to be on your feet. So when you're sitting on the bike, you want to have a good central location. So now I just want to show you exactly where your feet need to be so the rest of your body is in the right spot as well. When we do dirt bike, we want to be on the balls of our feet, not on our heels, not on our toes, and the balls of our feet are going to be right here. We don't want to stand on our toes or on our heels. We really want to put most of our pressure right here. As we need to shift our gears or use the brake, we will slide our foot back to here so we can reach the brake or reach the gear shifter. But once we have used it and we are ready to get back to our normal riding style, we still want to use this part of our foot to give us the best control. Why do we stand on the balls of our feet? Well, it actually gives us more suspension through our ankles and the rest of our body. Because this can now move freely, you have a lot more pressure that you can place onto the bike. We'll get into that more later, but just get in a good habit of riding on the balls of your feet, shift your foot back to be able to shift, and then get back on the balls of your feet. I promise you, as you make this a habit now, it's gonna make your life a lot easier and you will become a better rider faster from this. So now that you know you're gonna be on the balls of your feet, where do we need to sit on the dirt bike? So as we learn, we're gonna be in a much lower gear so we don't go that fast when we're riding, but these lower gears do have much more torque. The torque of the motor is what picks your front wheel up off the ground if you accelerate really hard. So we want to have a more forward stance on the bike because we're going to be in these lower gears. You never want to sit back on the bike because this is now going to increase your chances of picking the front wheel up. If you sit from the middle of the bike to the front near the gas tank, this is really going to keep both of your wheels down on the ground and allow for you to have the best and most comfortable ride when learning. I also want to show you that whenever you are learning how to ride, you really want to pick your elbows up and away from your body. This is going to be a really good habit to go ahead and get into while learning how to ride, so then later you don't even have to think about it. This is going to give you more control over the handlebars because you're going to have much more power and force to be able to correct the steering if something goes wrong. If you hit a bump or hit a rock on a trail and your elbows are down, you really don't have much power and strength over the bike if it does want to kick you in a certain direction. So by keeping your elbows up and being strong and powerful over the front of this handlebar is really going to make sure that you do not go down unnecessarily when you're dirt bike riding. So always have your elbows up and get used to this when you're riding. Always make sure that you keep your front wheel going in the direction that you're going. So if it wants to jerk you and bump you, but you want to go that way, always point your wheel exactly where you want to go when you're dirt bike riding. You also want to keep your head more centered over the front of the bike as well. This is going to be another thing that keeps your weight forward on the bike and your front wheel on the ground. So make sure that your head's over the bars, you're sitting in the middle of the bike and your elbows are up. This is really going to give you the best form when learning how to ride. Not only is the form important, but as you practice this over and over from the beginning, you simply will not have to think about it later in life. You'll already be going exactly to where you need to be on the dirt bike because you learned the correct way. So getting rid of these bad habits and other ways of riding right now when you're learning is going to be huge. Make sure that you practice these things over and over and continually think about it as you're riding. It's so easy to fall back into old habits as we get on the dirt bike and just start to ride. But make sure you continually think about this, because if you get in the right habits to start when you're beginning, you will not have to think about it later, and this is gonna make you a much better rider. So make sure when you are riding your dirt bike, you always start out small and safe. Start on a good open flat area like a field that you can just ride in and not have to worry about being confined and turn quickly. I know it's a lot going on right here at the beginning. Dirt biking really takes years of practice to really master. But just get out on your dirt bike and enjoy where you go riding and enjoy what you see. As time goes by, you're gonna get so much better on your bike. Make sure you practice these fundamentals over and over so one day you don't even have to think about it anymore. If you like this video, drop some comments down below and feel free to ask me any questions you may have. Hit that subscribe button, like this video. I'm Dakota Freeman, and I will see you next time. Make sure you hit the subscribe button that's right here and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future content. And after that, you can watch my next video right here. Go ahead and click on it, and I'll see you guys over there.